Yeah, I'm Odd Rune Straume. I'm Associate Professor of Economics at University of U.Minho in Braga. I've been working here for 10 years now.
Why did you choose economics as a profession?
Let me first say why I chose to study economics. Maybe we had to go back to high school. At that point, for some reason, I thought I was going to be a lawyer. And then I had law as a subject in high school and found it incredibly boring. And I also had economics and enjoyed it, so I decided to study economics at university, and I enjoyed it more and more. I never really thought about going into academia. It was more of a chance, really. When I was finishing my master thesis, I started looking for jobs, but then I got asked by one of the professors whether I wanted to do a PhD. He said he could get me a scholarship, and I thought, oh, why not? And of course, I haven't regretted that. So I really enjoyed the process of doing research.
When did you first feel like as an economist?
I think a real milestone was when I published my first paper, which was before I completed my PhD.
What was the paper?
It was a paper published in International Journal of Industrial Organization. It's called, let me see if I can remember it now. So that was, then I got some sort of confirmation that this was something that I was able to do.
So regarding how you do research, how do you first tackle a topic?
It varies a lot, and it also depends on whether it's theoretical or empirical. I mean, most of what I do is basically theory or applied theory. I also do some sort of mixed papers, but then I have co-authors who are mostly in charge of the empirical part. But for theory papers, usually I think about it's like a broader topic, an area, usually something that is relevant in the real world, policy relevant, or if there are some puzzles that are not fully understood or something like that. But then when you start, maybe you start trying to set up a simple model, trying to see if you can understand some important mechanisms. But then from there, it can go in many different ways, and you discover things that you didn't thought about before, and then so often you can end up with a very specific research question that you didn't think about when you started. Right? So, while for empirical work, it can often be a bit different. So, for example, sometimes the availability of data depends or determines your research question. So, for example, you have access to some great data, then okay, what are you going to do about this? What are the interesting questions that you can study with this data?
Do you think you spend more time teaching or researching? And what do you prefer?
I have to admit that I prefer to do research. I also enjoy to teach, particularly if I have good and motivated students. But I probably spend more time doing research because that's what I enjoy most.
Okay. Regarding the PEJ, how did you first get involved with the PEJ? How did you start being an editor? How was the process? I did my, so this was 8 years ago. I did my agregação here and had Pedro Portugal in the jury, who was then an editor, one of the co-editors of PEJ. And I think it was after that he invited me to join. And I accepted, and then so it's been. Did you enjoy the work you did as an editor for a journal?
Yes, I did. It was at that time. It was a new experience for me, but I enjoyed it. Yes.
What do you think are the challenges of publishing?
It's very, very tough, and particularly for general interest journals. of the type of PEJ. But of course, the amount of papers are increasing a lot that are being written, but so is the number of journals.
Yeah.
So it's the question of whether you can sort of stay relevant as a potential outlet for people.
Do you think that the academic industry, do you think it will continue with the current model of needing to publish constantly, or do you think it's going to change in the near future?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Well, clearly there is a pressure in order to change the model, and certainly the current system has some flaws probably. But I have a feeling that the current model will survive at least in the medium run. And I mean, what it does provide, even if the question of access, open access, is an issue, what the current system does provide, I think, is certification. That it's you can be reasonably sure that the papers that are published in reputable journals are of good quality, and this I think is incredibly important because there are so many papers out there. And you need some type of official certification if you want.
Filtering is needed.
Yeah, absolutely.